Hey, what's going on, guys? Arda Ocal with ESPN ESPORTS. Wanted to weigh in on the entire Faze Jarvis Fortnite permanent ban situation. Hot topic right now. Lots of people are giving their opinions one way or another on whether they think the 17-year-old should be permanently banned from Fortnite. Currently, he is permanently banned for using aimbots for cheating in the game. It is in the rules and stipulations put forth by Epic Games that this is a zero tolerance policy, and so the permanent ban was inflicted. And lots of people have been coming to Jarvis's defense. A lot of people saying he's a 17-year-old kid. He made one mistake. A permanent ban doesn't necessarily fit the crime. Even FaZe Banks weighed in with these tweets. He said the fact that Ziff actually cheated in a competitive environment, received just a 2-week ban, wound up taking a spot at the World Cup, and plays to this day as if nothing happened while Jarvis is banned for life is blank ridiculous. Hashtag free Jarvis. Cheating for the purpose of winning money, stealing money from other competitors, stealing a spot at WC equals 2 weeks. Cheating for the purpose of parody content, not attempting to hide it whatsoever, equals lifetime, because that makes sense. Hashtag free Jarvis. Ninja talked about it as well. He said that there should be different standards. He took a different route here. He said there should be different standards for content creators versus people who are using these kind of programs just for the sake of being a jerk in the game or being nefarious in the game. So I think one of the important things to remember here, and this is not excusing the actions whatsoever, Jarvis did this for content. He purely had content in mind. And anyone who creates content understands the rigors and the grueling nature of creating content. There is a constant, it's like a beast inside of you that constantly needs to be fed. Inside of you and online, of course. That beast constantly needs to be fed. How many streamers talk about if they even step away from streaming for a weekend, go to an event, or even take some time off, how many subscriptions they lose as a result? So content creators, many of them live in consistent fear that if they don't continuously churn out content, they're going to lose momentum. So as a result, content creators have to be very creative and find different angles that they believe will be successful. And I do think that was the frame of mind that Jarvis had. He was simply trying to find something fun to do in Fortnite, and he thought of this idea and said, hey, let me create some fun content for my followers using this aimbot, using this cheating software because it would be funny, not necessarily thinking of the gravity of the consequences. And of course, they are very severe. Epic Games, zero tolerance, banned permanently. Now, do I personally think that a permanent ban is the way to go? Probably not. 17-year-old kid made one mistake in the game, is probably very remorseful at this point and has understood the severity of his actions. If it were to happen again, then you definitely explore the permanent ban, because at that point now you've learned the lesson. Everybody deserves a second chance. But if it happens again, then that is a conversation to have across that bridge when you get there. And definitely then you really think of something a lot more severe. The punishment maybe doesn't necessarily fit the crime, but Epic Games is also in a tough situation because they have to consider the fact that these are the rules that they put in place, and ignorance is not necessarily a reason to give somebody a pass. So even though it was under the guise of content, Epic Games still saw this infraction and has to act upon it. So I don't blame Epic Games for going this far. I do think that it is a severe punishment, and maybe overall the punishment should be lessened a little bit, or perhaps given different scenarios in different, on a case-by-case basis, I should say. In my opinion, actually, the competitors before the Fortnite World Cup that were colluding, to me, that is a worse offense than what Jarvis did here simply to create content, because that was not in a competitive environment. That was not with prize money on the line. That was simply to make fun videos to make people laugh. So the situation is a little bit different for Jarvis versus the competitors that received a 2-week ban and then were able to re-qualify for the Fortnite World Cup, even though they didn't necessarily use software. It was more of a collusion situation there. The other question I have is, why was Jarvis allowed to create this content in the first place? I wonder what FaZe Clan's role in all of this is. I wonder if there were conversations had between him and a higher up, a manager, whatever the case may be, or if he's given complete autonomy. And if that's the case, should that be the case moving forward? Of course, I am not an expert in management of these kind of content houses, but optically, what I'm seeing is this content creator was allowed to create this content, which led to all of this, but he is under contract, or he is representing FaZe Clan, and FaZe Clan ultimately allowed this content to be posted. So that's another question that I have. How will FaZe Clan and other organizations treat this moving forward? Jarvis's mother, let me pull this up here, to the Daily Mail, basically issued a statement or did an interview saying that, my son made one mistake, and this is a far too serious crime that doesn't fit the punishment. Ultimately, I think that this will get reversed. I think there's going to be enough public sentiment here in favor of Jarvis for Epic Games to say, okay, we're going to scale back the ban. We are going to modify our terms and conditions, our rules and regulations. But I don't think it should be a complete unbanning right away. I think there should be some punishment there, because ignorance is definitely not something that you can hide behind. But I definitely don't think that it should be permanent. And at this point, I think we can all agree that Jarvis definitely did learn his lesson, or at least it seems that way. And at the end of the day, there have been content creators that have done far worse that have been punished far less. Let us know what you think of the punishment. Does it fit the crime? Do you think that the permanent ban should stay in place? Do you think that Jarvis's ban should be lifted entirely? What should happen here? Let us know in the comments below. I'm going to be reading them. I definitely want to hear what you have to say out there. And how split are you? Is it a 50-50 split on the keep the permanent ban and or lessen it? Or is it 80-20 or 20-80, one way or the other? Definitely looking forward to seeing what you have to say. And while you're at it, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so you get notifications every time videos like these drop.